show.
You know, I love when we got an A-block guest, and it's none other than a very good friend of the show, a beloved former New York Knick, my favorite man from Milwaukee, not named Aaron Rodgers, Steve Novak. What's going on, partner?
How are you guys? You aren't lying. It is good to be on. You guys have an incredible record, but it just feels good. Look, the last time the Knicks were winning like this, I guess I was on the team.
Flex a little bit, sort of.
Listen, please flex. Please flex. When we tweeted that you were going to be on the show tonight, the mentions blew up. They were like, yes, the last time this man was suited up was the last time these Knicks were balling. But I got a record for you, all right? The Knicks are 10-3 since the infamous Julius Randle and Reggie Bullock Big 15 comment. So I need you to pick one out of the Big 15 from tonight that really represented.
Well, I'll be honest, since those 13 games, 10-3, think about who they lost to. Boston, Brooklyn, and Phoenix. To be honest, those are some pretty good teams, but the Knicks are taking care of business. If I'm going to pick somebody tonight, though, it would certainly be Nerlens Noel. He represented, I think, why the Knicks have been rolling the way that they have and playing so well. It's defense. Coach Tibbs has got these guys holding their opponents to 104 points per game. That's best in the NBA. They're in every single game. In that 9-game win streak, the New York Knicks were in 3 overtime games. They keep games close. And then what? And now they're winning all 3 of those overtime games. So Nerlens Noel, he's just getting it done. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks. 5 blocks in one game, and he had 4 steals. To me, he just really represents what this Knicks team is about, what Coach Thibodeau is trying to get these guys to play like. And he stepped up to the plate, not by himself. There's a lot of guys doing it. Randall's been amazing. Quickly's been amazing. R.J. Barrett at just 20 years old. I think we sometimes forget. He's 20 years old and continues to get better. His shooting stroke is getting there. But to me, Nerlens Noel was big time tonight.
Okay, so Nerlens Noel helped this team secure, and of course Atlanta doing whatever they did against Philly, helped this team secure the 4th seed legitimately right now. And so, Novi, it's natural to talk Eastern Conference playoffs, but let's go here. Is there a team that we're not talking about enough?
In the Eastern Conference, I would have to say it's Washington. I think Washington right now, obviously we know Russell Westbrook. We know they got Bradley Beal who can put up 45 on any given night. But Hachimura, are we seeing what he did to the Lakers tonight? Dunking on Anthony Davis, it was a little bit embarrassing. I know he doesn't have his guy LeBron out there right now, but keep an eye on this team. They did win 8 games in a row. Look, we're talking about a team that they're close to being out of the playoffs, call it in those top 10 spots this year because there's 2 play-in teams. They could be out, but keep an eye on them. I highly doubt it. When you're a team that won 8 in a row and you got guys that can put up 45 in Bradley Beal, a guy in Russell Westbrook who's averaging a triple-double again, it's pretty incredible. And there's pieces like Ish Smith and guys like Hachimura around him that are making this team go. So I wasn't thinking that the Wizards were going to be that great this year, but I do think it could be interesting if they make a push late in the season and they can knock somebody off in these play-in games. They could be the team to watch out for.
I will say, Kaz, you know, that's my hometown region. And this iteration of this group is, I think, what people were excited about in theory when the trade went down. So I'm not entirely shocked, but please, go ahead, Kaz.
No, I feel you. That every year there's a team that you don't want to play, and it's definitely them right now. Tell me about the Western Conference, Steve. What's it looking like over there?
Look, the Western Conference is a tough conference to be in right now. Everybody's playing well, but to me, the team to watch is Memphis. They are playing extremely well, a sleeper team, a little bit like Washington on the other side. They got Ja Morant, who's one of the best drivers, one of the best finishers in the league, and he's showing he can continue to get that done. They got guys enforcing in the paint like Jonas Valanciunas, but Dylan Brooks is a guy, too, who's continued to step up, make big plays, and Jaren Jackson is now healthy, and that is a big deal. He's one of their best players for sure. He's been back just a few games, and he's already starting to get it done. He went from 18 minutes to 25, and now he's starting to look like himself. So they got guys that are making plays. They're winning games against good teams, and they're similar to the Washington Wizards in that they're just not the team you want to see, especially in that 9-10 spot, that all of a sudden they're knocking a team completely out of the playoffs because that's how it's formatted this year, that there's going to be 10 teams that are essentially in the playoffs, but only 2 of them get to stay between the 7-8 and the 9-10 seeds. And so it could get interesting with teams like Washington and Memphis knocking a team out with those play-in games in that play-in tournament at the end of the NBA season.
All right. Well, a team that is not really in that conversation, but was in tons of headlines. I was trying to be nice. I was really trying to be nice. Anyway, they made headlines this week because their one all-star champion leader, Kevin Love, had a really goofy moment in game. Steve, I personally think too much is being made of this. What is your take?
Well, I love that he at least said, look, what I did was out of line. It was out of character. I'm sorry. And then he basically went on a 13-minute rant after the game, or I guess just what he called a therapy session, and said, look, this isn't who I am. I shouldn't have reacted this way. Look, kind of throws the ball right there. A little bit of has his pouty pants on, knocks it in. Unfortunately, it gives up a three-pointer for the Toronto Raptors. They knock it down. Now, look, it wasn't a close game. They did end up getting beat pretty good, which is what Cleveland basically has been doing for the majority of the year. But Kevin Love is definitely catching a lot of heat for this. I think the good news for Kevin Love is he does have a reputation. People do know how good he is. He is on a 4-year, $120 million contract. So people know what kind of player he is. They know the kind of person he is. He's always been somebody that everybody in the league looks up to. This was one of those moments, I think, because we live in a viral time, that he's definitely not looking good, because that did look really bad. But I think he'll also be able to move past this. And even Cleveland and Kevin Love are going to be able to be okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can imagine why he's feeling a little upset. It's because of the guy we're about to talk about right now. Dr. J, Julius Randle, made some headlines this week because he put out his top 10 players, and conspicuous by his absence is Kevin Love's old teammate, LeBron James. And he said specifically because he's the head of the super teams. He's the person who started this whole thing. What are your thoughts?
Now, look, can you hold it against Dr. J? He's entitled to his opinion.
Okay, hold on, Novi. This the one thing before we do this. His list was Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor.
Okay.
Second team, Magic, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So please continue.
And so that is a heck of a list. Those are 10 guys, and it's hard to say they're not deserving. Maybe some people think LeBron is better, but hear me on this. He didn't say Shaq. He didn't say Kobe. He didn't say Duncan. He didn't say Steph. LeBron is not the only guy he left off. But here's the thing Dr. J did say. He will never put him on his first or his second All-NBA team, because he depended on other guys to win championships. He created super teams, not organically. I think Dr. J, certainly is entitled to say, look, it was done a different way. Guys competed. The teams were built organically. LeBron depended so much on finding other guys to win championships with that. I guess the question is fair. Are there guys out there that have won a championship, maybe just one, who are better players than LeBron because they did it organically? They didn't gather teams, and they didn't gather all-stars like Anthony Davis in Cleveland and Miami and Los Angeles. So, hey, Dr. J, I know LeBron's catching a lot of heat for a lot of things right now, but I guess you can just add Dr. J to the list for another person who's down on LeBron right now.
You know, Steve, Dr. J has G1 classification, so I'm not going to say nothing crazy about him, but I'm not going to act like his list doesn't sound like he stopped watching basketball after 1996. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the point, though. That is the point. These are guys he had personal contacts with. I kind of get it.
I get it. Go ahead. I totally understand. But speaking of which, LeBron James' rookie card, now let me make sure I get this right. His rookie card, his Topps rookie card, sold for a record $5.2 million.
Woo!
Steve Novak.
Ka-ching.
My goodness. I it's crazy, these collectibles. I ain't trying to put you on blast now. But
we love you, Steve.
Novi, we love you, but we found your rookie card. 2006-07 Upper Deck. Exquisite rookie.
Nice.
Going for $55, man. $55. But it's great.
For the record, that's more my price range. I would spend $55 on your card. No,
it's 1,000% economically more responsible. Yes.
I would just say this. I would just say, look, Bitcoin, $55 in Bitcoin within probably the next 2 years will be worth $5.2 million. So I mean, you can either
That's fair.
put it in Bitcoin or buy a Novocaine rookie card. Either way, you're going to make yourself $5 million. So it's up to you how you want to spend it.
You know what? I'm going to fire my financial advisor and we're going to talk offline. Thank you, Novi, for coming through. More jokes, hopefully. If Justin Tuck keeps this same energy, we're going to have a great segment because he's on the other side of the break talking NFL draft and what the Giants should do at 11.